Alright, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we are taking on the burst modes that have been brought back actually for this Black Friday celebration. So there are three separate burst modes here. We've got the Omega Shenron, we've got the GT Red Zone, and then we've got the Blue Boys here returning for the first time. Now, I believe this is actually the first time we've ever seen a Red Zone return in general. So this is actually pretty good, pretty significant. This is great for people who didn't get a chance to do it the first time. Now there are gonna be new missions here. The missions that you would have already completed from doing it the first time have already still been done. They have not been reloaded, right? They just added new missions in. So if we go ahead and go into the Shenron event here, we're gonna go ahead and look at the missions. We'll go to burst mode, and you can see that all of the other missions have already been completed. So for those of you that have already done the burst mode, you really have to run through this one time if you want to complete the rest of the missions. All you have to do is get a score of 9,000 or more. Now, when we go in here, let's see what we can do for our, so it's going to give you the selection of super or extreme, and it's going to give you 4 separate categories. You can pick 2 from each of these boxes, right? So you can do 1 and 1 here like this. You just can't do the same from the same box. Right, so you can do that if you would like to get more points, get more restrictions, conditions out on the burst mode. But right now, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna run through, we're just gonna complete the missions. Typically I do burst mode in 2 separate videos, covering both of the different categories that they do. Now, since this is a returning burst mode, there's really no point in doing that because the mission's already done. We just need to get the points. So what we're gonna do here is try to do that here in this video, is just get the 9,000 points, finish out the missions for the burst mode, and that's pretty much gonna be it. So as you can see, some of the points are much higher too, 4,000 points for picking a super or extreme only kind of category is crazy. Although it does give the enemy some buffs here, right? So if you look at the super class, so only super class can attempt, and the enemy is gonna get 400% attack and defense and 2,000% HP. And reduce damage by 10%. So it's gonna be a huge boost to the enemy while restricting you to only one super or extreme typing. But I honestly don't think it's still gonna be that bad. It is still a Dokkan event. You can go through here and you don't have to put a bunch of restrictions on, right? You can make it very simple. So we can go through here, we can take a bunch of these off because all we need is 9,000 points. We don't need 10,000. There's no point. So some of these we could probably take off, the extra attack and defense we could take off. We could take off the extra damage reduction. We could take off that extra attack there. Let's see, what is this right here? So we take off that defense. And I think that's all we'll mess with for now. Yeah, because everything else should be fine. So this gives us the 9,000 points to beat it, right? So you can make this as hard as you really want. You can add a bunch of conditions. You can add a bunch of restrictions. That's totally fine, and that is entirely up to you. But for the purpose of this video, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna clear the 9,000 points. And we'll do it this time, I think, with the extreme class. So let's look at our team here. So this is from beating it the previous time. So we put super class, AGL in only, and bond of parent and child. So we can go, we'll do these guys here for sure. We get throw AGL Vegeta in there. And then I'm thinking, just for fun, we could throw Super Saiyan Goku in there. You could probably do the Int Gohan. Vegeta would probably be fine. Kid Gohan would probably be fine. But just for fun, because I like this unit and I really want to use him, we're going to go ahead and throw the Gohan in there. The Super Saiyan Gohan in one. Alright, that should be good. That does give us the entire team that we need. We've got the 9,000 points ready, so let's go ahead and let's jump into the event.
Let's do this.
All right, so we're starting off here. Now I don't know how tough this is really gonna be. I don't expect it to be honestly that crazy. Even with the added buff that we put on him of the 400 attack and defense, I don't think he should be anything too difficult. We'll see here, I guess, as we kind of go through. So the Trunks and Vegeta are gonna be great, right? They lead the team. Their Easy A is insane. Their 18 key stacks the entire team. So, oh yeah, okay. So this might take a minute. We'll see. This could give us a little bit more of a a challenge here, although they are type disadvantaged, so we'll see if we can get some guys in there doing crits. If maybe we'll start doing a little bit more damage. But yeah, the idea of them, you know, bringing back burst modes, one, bringing the burst mode back in general. Oh yeah, see, the crits is what we're gonna want for sure. Bringing back burst modes in general for one is very good and very, very necessary for like players who maybe weren't around during the time this burst mode was out, or maybe weren't able to complete it, right? Giving the chance for people to actually do these burst modes is going to be something huge, right? I mean, a lot of people don't really care too much for like the burst mode coins and getting like the jukebox stuff, the OSTs and stuff like that. Like, some people don't care too much for that, and that's kind of like the main. That was like the main draw of the burst mode, was to collect the burst mode coins to then exchange them, you know, for the OSTs that you can put on the profile or put on your teams, you know, whenever you run into like certain events. It's all well and good. And it's very, I mean, it's nice, but like, it'd be cool if you could have it like on the home screen. And if you can, and maybe I just don't know how to do it, but like having it like on the home screen maybe would be good. But a lot of people, myself included, unless I'm doing like certain events or certain things, typically I just play with the sound off. You know, I'd never hear those OSTs anyway. All right, so it took us a pretty decent time to get through phase 1 there. But I mean, as we keep going, our guys are gonna get more and more beefy. So let's go ahead and we'll grab that. So I want to make sure this Goku can get his 18 key off. Yeah, and then we'll just do that for Gohan back there. And we're not type disadvantaged here with the int guys, so this will be a little bit better. And again, every time, like we've got the double Vegeta and Trunks, man. Every time these guys are supering, or at least every time they're doing their 18 key super, the entire team is getting 5% attack and defense. So that's eventually going to make it go a little bit faster. Right, everybody getting stronger, everybody getting beefier. Now, this is a cool thing that they added in there as well with the, you know, not necessarily the super or extreme typing, but to make the enemy harder, right, for those extra 4,000 points is great for, especially for people who do really love the challenge of burst mode and really like to, you know, up all the conditions and make it a knockout fight, right? And you could definitely do that. And you could do that before, but now, I mean, adding in the extra 400% is actually crazy. All right, this should definitely take him out. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so we got 2 more phases left. So we got this one, and then we've got the actual LR phase. All right, let's do this. And we are type disadvantage again, of course. He's physical. We'll go ahead and do this. And then Vegeta, you can pick up those in the back. I do actually think this is much more fun than like a normal burst mode, just because it is, you know, it is a little bit more of a challenge. It does take a little bit longer. It is a little bit more fun to kind of run through, and, you know, maybe you actually do have to kind of strategize a little bit better. There we go. Oh, and they dodged the super. Nice. Easy. And then eventually with this guy here, we're going to get the Gogeta out. And we're just going to obliterate Omega in his final phase. We'll probably actually pull out Gogeta on the next rotation, just so he's out and he's ready for when he comes back, right? Because he will still have another turn. We're not going to use his active just yet, just because we're going to save that, I think, for the final phase. But we can definitely, you know, get him out as Gogeta when he comes back on. But for this one, we're definitely going to grade 8. Maybe able to blast through him here. We'll see. Do this. Grab those. Maybe this could kill. Possibly. That'd be nice. It would give us a free turn. Jump right back in. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, there's the additional. Ooh, yeah, dude, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Giant 8 might finish. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Take him out. Nice. Nice. Easy. Yep, okay, so the final phase right here, the LR Omega. Oh, that's right, we do go back into this turn. Ooh, maybe we should have let it just go. He is locked back there. Hopefully he can dodge. Let's just go ahead and use his active. Just so we get some damage in there. We'll do this. Do that. And didn't really give you a whole lot of key chance, did I there, bub? Alright, let's do this. Now we just need Goku in the back to dodge. And we should be fine. If he gets hit or he gets supered, that could be possibly very bad. Very, very bad for us. Good. Crits are what we're gonna need. Yeah, dude, if we make it to the next turn, you know, if Goku doesn't get us killed in the back, if we make it to the next turn, we pop Gogeta, and that's game. Like, that's game over, dog. Because he does lock, right? This phase does lock, but if you pop Gogeta, that does get rid of the lock. Because you basically use him, he's like a free Sensu Bean. Alright, he hasn't supered yet. Or actually, no. Did he super while we were in the grade 8? I just thought about that. If he supered while we were in the grade 8, he's not going to super. I completely just didn't even think about that. Yeah, if he supers while you're grade 8, you come out, he's not going to super. Which I think he did, if I remember right. It's all such a blur. Nice. Good. Sweet. Yeah, dude, you're done. Yeah, see, he locked Gohan back there. So unfortunate, however. Bam. Gogeta. Oh, he doesn't unlock. Oh no, I thought he unlocked. Am I crazy? Alright, anyway, we're gonna do this. Bang. And then we can go ahead and use Gohan's as well. And there you go. didn't even need to worry about the locking. I definitely thought Gogeta's active cured you of locking. Am I just misremembering that? Probably. I'm just a dummy. It's fine. It doesn't mean it. It doesn't matter. We didn't need it anyway. We just needed his active. We just needed that. We needed to go on and do his active, and that's game. Omega's down. That does clear the mission out to give us the 9,000 points that we did need. You know, originally 6,000, now 9. So that does it for this burst mode. You know, we're not going to jump in with the other teams. We're not going to do all that stuff because there's really no actual point to that. because it's just the same thing over and over again. Because you can just do it with just one team and just get it done, right? If you just do this, get your score to just be 9,000, clear it that way, and then you can go ahead and add in a bunch of conditions, make it a lot harder if you would like to, you know, get more points if you want. But just to clear out the missions, all you have to do is just get it to 9,000 and then you're done. So we'll go ahead, we'll pick this up. That does clear the Omega Burst Mode for its second time around. There you go, 3 stones, some more burst coins, some more zennies, some more meats, all the good stuff. So that does clear it out. That is done. This one is complete. So we still got 2 other ones to do. So we'll do those in separate videos, but that's going to do it for this one. So if you guys did stick around to the end, I do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you guys have taken on this burst mode again. Have you guys gotten the 9,000 points? Did you get the 6,000 the first time? Are you guys excited to see if maybe they bring back more burst modes? Maybe they make this more of a frequent thing. I think that would be very, very smart if they did that. I think it would be very good for the community, good for those people who weren't able to do it the first time around. Gives you guys a chance to do it. So, and for those that already did, you know, gives an extra challenge of boosting up the points even more, getting a couple more rewards, and just a little bit more fun. Something else to do, right? During these downtimes. So, like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.